Hello everyone. Today we have with us Dr. Jyotirmoy Aich. She has she is a biotechnologist with 15 years of research and 5.5 years of teaching experience. She currently works as an assistant professor at School of Biotechnology and Bioinformatics in DY Patil University in Navi Mumbai. And we welcome you, ma'am.
Yeah, a big thank you to all you people.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, a big thank you to all you people. Yes, guys.
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, firstly, we would like to know more about your current work.
Okay, okay, guys. Okay, so before starting everything, I know I had already thanked you. So wanted to, because this is being a great initiative that you guys have just started, and I really, so feels to be fortunate enough to be on this particular platform. Frankly speaking, I don't think that I'm a seriously a kind of a hero, but again, whatever small I have accomplished in my life, and there's so many other things also to achieve, so the list is endless. So I really want to thank you all people to inviting on this particular stage, right? Okay. Okay.
Ma'am, you definitely are a hero, and thank you for your time.
Yeah. Most welcome. Okay, guys. So, as you have just said, I'm Dr. Jyoti Mahech. I have done my PhD from IGIB Delhi, and I have done my postdoctorate from ACTREC. Okay, that's a cancer research institute. After finishing my postdoc, I have joined as an assistant professor in School of Biotechnology and Bioinformatics. It's a DY Patil deemed to be University, Navi Mumbai. Okay, now as you know, I'm a teacher, I'm a researcher, definitely, because we are working on both the parts. And currently in my lab in DY Patil University, it is working on drug repurposing. Actually, there is a technology, or there is a new concept that has come into the scientific community, that is a drug repurposing. Okay, now what do you mean by exactly a drug repurposing, or something in what particular aspects I'm talking about this drug repurposing? So drug repurposing, I'm talking about in cancer. Now, for example, we have already some known drugs are already known in the market, right? For example, you have got an anti-malarial drug, or you have got an anti-inflammatory drug, you have got an antiviral drugs and all. What I'm doing currently, because taking into expertise, my expertise in the cancer, whatever I have acquired in my postdoctoral research, and the entire research experience that I have acquired in my PhD and everything. So what I'm doing is that I'm harnessing, or I'm discovering the drug repurposing potential of some known drugs which are already known in the market, but these are being used for a different purpose, right? Now we all know that a cancer being a terrible disease, right? I think many researchers across the world and everything, they have been working on this particular cancer since it's been a long time. And what is happening, although we know there are some specialized anti-cancer drugs which are available in the market, but what is, the clinicians are facing a big problem. The problem is basically the chemo resistance problem. So what is happening, for example, if I take a drug called as cisplatin, that has shown wonders in a cervical cancer or in a different types of cancer, but it is not showing that kind of a anti-cancer therapy. What has happened is that there are a lot of side effects because of these anti-cancer therapy. So what is my purpose, what is my the need of the hour currently is to introduce some novel anti-cancer drugs. So what we are doing is that, for example, we know that this COVID-19 situation is going on. Okay, the students, the faculties, and the entire world, we are facing this pandemic issue. So I hope you guys also must have heard about there's a drug called as a hydroxychloroquine. It was in the market like long time before, when it was in the March and April, and it was supposed to be said that hydroxychloroquine is known to treat SARS-CoV-2. So what do you know about hydroxychloroquine? It is an anti-malarial drug. Okay, so an anti-malarial drug, people have been thinking to drug repurpose for a virus. So the similar thing I'm doing is that my entire lab is working on a drug repurposing potential of some known drugs, so that we are doing some molecular docking. We are also doing some in vitro validation. We are again with some collaboration with Tata Cancer Hospital. We are also doing an in vivo validation. And if something is going to come up, it is I expect that it is going to reduce the side effects that we generally have with the chemotherapeutics part, right? Because cancer, we know there's a cancer, there's a chemotherapy, and there's a lot of side effects which are associated. I want to reduce all these side effects, and I want to increase the potency of these cancer drugs. So I have just, it's been 3 years I have been working on this particular topic, a drug repurposing potential of these, known drugs with a different purpose. So that's all about my field. Currently, I'm doing in DY Patil University.
Yes, ma'am. And I personally think that cancer is one of the smartest disease we can say.
Yes,
So,
yes, perfectly.
so this work will really have a greater impact, and it is
Yeah,
of a
yeah.
greater importance
Yeah,
currently.
that is what is happening. Cancer being a multi-genus or disorder. Now, for example, if we have a common cold or something, we can prescribe a particular medicine. What is happening when we have cancer from different individual? Let's say an example, it's a lung cancer. But again, one kind of a therapy is not going to work for an individual one, because you have different mutations, you have different reason for that. So we have to devise some new protocol, or new mode of modality to treat that particular disorder. That is the reason, a lot of research and everything is still required in this particular field. So we have just started. I wish that sometimes later on, it can be converted to a translational research. That is important. And if even a 0.1% of our work is going to be going to go for an application to the common man, I think it is going to suffice all for our purpose, right? That is the thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So, ma'am, next we would like to ask you if you had any role model that influenced your decision to work in science.
Yes, regarding the role model, so when you ask about the role model, we go back to our childhood and everything, definitely. So what actually, the thing that has happened is that I had been from a defense family, right? Like my father got retired as an honorary flying officer. He was serving in Air Force. And it was I have always been into, my father has got a transferable job, right? So I was born in Jammu, and then everywhere, like 3 years, 3 years, 5 years, because we used to have a lot of transfers and everything. So I remember, there was when I was in my fifth standard, there was a teacher. Although I do have a very hazy memory, because it's been so many schools I have been into, so many friends I have, from a lot of places and all. So again, so I remember my science teacher, I think Miss Matthew, and she was the one. I still remember, the way she used to explain some concepts to her in the class, and that was the time I think she inculcated me in that, that feeling for the science, or you can say a love for the science. Basically, I was little fascinated, like why things happen like this, or why things are happening like that. And slowly and slowly, I think I got, have an inclination for that. Again, after that, when I did my like 10th, 11th, 12th again, because again it was a transferable job. So I did it from a Chennai. And there was one ma'am, like in my 12th standard, I had got my biology teacher and my physics teacher. I mean, these women were superb. I mean, what kind of a dedication I have seen in them. So that really has, inculcated me the love for the biology, or for, teaching as a passion, that all things I have learned from them. So definitely they are the role model which has, imbibed in me the feeling, or some, these all qualities which is required for to pursue as a career in science. Apart from that, I would definitely would like to say something about my parents, because my father, again, I adore my father, because he is a man of values. He has always valued relationships, on the top of everything. He has already, given a lot of importance to me. Like, I'm the elder one, definitely. And he has always dreamt me that, again, I can do really big, and I can really achieve a big dream. So he used to have such a high dreams for me. So again, I think, although I have not fulfilled everything, I'm again in my path. So probably, 5 to 10 years, I would be able to achieve whatever my parent has, they have dreamt for me. That is the thing. So I think my role models are my teachers, my parents. They have played a very important role in my life.
Yes, ma'am. We do think that having role models is something that is very important. And
Yes.
that is what we are trying to do through these interviews, that
Yes,
women can
yes.
see other women as role models and try to learn from them and inculcate what they did in their, uh, you know, journey, so that they can
Yeah.
it can be some help to those who are struggling right now. And
Yeah, yeah,
parents
yeah.
really matters a lot.
Yes, yes, yes. I think that is should be the and that is the main goal of your program that you guys have launched. Because when so many people are going to come out, they're going to share your stories. I know that each and everybody's life we have so much of ups and downs, right? It's not that everything we have got such an icing on the cake or something. We have again pursued, struggled a lot. Something we got easily, something we had really struggled. So when you guys are making this platform and a lot of people are going to come up, they have been sharing their ideas, their stories, their struggles and everything. It is definitely going to inspire the other people. I truly believe that, and you guys are gonna be successful in that. I'm so sure about this.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you
So
very much for the
yes, yes,
positivity.
yes, definitely.
So, ma'am, what we have observed is girls, like there are number of girls decreases according to the age in a career, in profession. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
so for, we can say for bachelors, there are suppose 50 girls, then for like half of them only apply for masters. So, what message would you like to give these young girls or the aspiring girls who like to work in STEM? Like they should pursue STEM. What message you should give them?
Yeah, I think the message, because the same thing even I have also, because it's been 6 years I have been into teaching, 5.5 years actually. So I have also seen, because I'm into teaching the BTech students or the MTech students, I'm guiding some PhD students as well. So that the same the whatever you have said exactly is the same thing. So probably I want to give them a message that girls, you have to identify that spark in you. Okay, now if you feel that any of the things is very interesting, or if you feel that you would be able to do it with full determination, you should go for it. I completely understand, we live in a society which is changing. I think I can see the positive part, because down the lane, when I see 10 years back, I don't see a lot of women in STEM. But again, when I see some of the seniors or my colleagues and everything, I think the numbers are really increasing. But again, we need to change a lot of things, so that more and more number of girls are supposed to come up with this particular career. They need to be they need to so basically, the first thing that I would like to say, that awareness. I think there should be a lot of programs in the school, in the colleges, or the teachers basically, who are supposed to be the mentors also. When they interact with the students, I think they play a very important role basically. For example, even I'm a teacher. I think after my research, after my experience in the postdoc and all, I have joined in as an assistant professor. And it's been, there is a start of a beautiful relationship between a teacher and a student. And I think within this span of 5.5 years, I have developed n number of relationship with many students actually. And it's such a beautiful relationship, when students are messaging you on Happy Teachers Day or a Guru Purnima. And they used to say that, because of you, ma'am, we have developed this liking for this particular subject or something, and we're thinking to take it as a higher studies. So I think someday I feel that, okay, I feel little satisfied. Okay, now I have really inspired someone to take up this particular part. So what I feel is that the teachers or the parents, they play a very important role, right? They need to always inspire the girls that definitely you can do it, right? So you have to take up a lot of options. You need to explore the options. You need to understand that definitely, if there is something that is really fascinating you, it would be possible for you. Now research is something, it don't belong to genders, right? So if you feel that you have a passion for a teaching, for a research, or any other thing, you should absolutely go for it, right? And I completely understand, just to make that particular start or something, it takes a little time, it takes a little courage. Once you have started, once you're into a journey of your career, I think everything else is gonna set in. So I wish all the young girls, I really I want to see a lot of young girls to come up this particular STEM, and really excel in their career. That is the most important part I would like to see.
Yes, ma'am. And I think most parents are supportive, but
Mm-hmm.
there are some people who focuses on marriage most for the girls.
Yeah, yes, yeah, I know.
So I
See,
think, yeah.
yeah,
Yes, ma'am. So I
so
think that should be changed,
yeah,
that
no,
perspective.
yeah, and what I feel is that for example, there are so many friends of mine as well who were so perfect in their academics and everything. So one, they have finished their masters, but they used to quit their research career. Or once they have finished the PhD, also they have not been able to proceed further. So I completely understand, because I know, being a woman, you have a lot of responsibilities. So I'm a mother, I'm a teacher, and again, being a researcher, sometimes or many times, I have to be a multitasker. It's like, you're handling so many things at the same time. So I understand. And, for that to pursue a career, you need to have a supportive family for sure. For example, in my case, my in-laws have been super supportive, right? I know my parents have been, encouraging me all through the time. But once I got married, it was in 2010, I got married in between my PhD actually. My mother-in-law, my father-in-law, they are no less than parents, and they have been so supportive for their daughter-in-law that you sparkle like anything, you become a star. That is the most important thing, especially my extended in-laws families as well. So I think that kind of a support we women look for it, right? For example, there's a time when, there's a age then when you want to have a babies, because there's a particular time for each and everything. So you need to have a supportive husband, you need to have your supportive in-laws and everything, and everything is going to be perfect. Then, your difficult task or your difficult path is going to be so easy. So I want, that kind of a support that every girl should be getting. And again, if it is possible, I want like each and every of you to really excel in your career. That is a thing that I would really aspire for.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, definitely.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, next we would like to ask you what was the thing or how did you keep yourself motivated during your tough times?
Yeah, I know. That's a good question, because I know being in the field of research in the science, life is again full of, you have your ups and downs really. So again, it was during my PhD time again, because I was away from my family. I was, my family, because again my father got a transfer project, so they were in Baroda. I was pursuing my PhD in Delhi. I know. Now again, to stay motivated, it is important to have a good friends around you. So I think my friends have done a very important role in my life all through my PhD. Again, being when I'm working as an assistant professor, I've got a good bunch of friends which have really supported me. Also my supervisor, the time when I was doing my PhD, I did my PhD from a very fantastic lab. It was IGIB Delhi, and again I did my PhD under the supervision of Dr. Balram Ghosh and Dr. Anurag Agarwal. I mean, these guys are gem of a person. I mean, what a individual they are. I have learned a lot of things from them. And again, there were some times, when you are a little demotivated because of your papers, if your research, and sometimes, personally as well. So your mentors, I think, have played a very important role. I want to mention again, my brother. There's one, I have got my younger brother. He is one of the smartest engineer that I have got it. And, in my life, anywhere I have stuck upon, let it be anything, I think he has come to my rescue. So I'm really really blessed to have a brother like him. He has been supportive all through this particular time when, I'm really low. Definitely, not to forget, I'm blessed with two children. So my children, they are like a, shining stars in my life. They have played a very important role since last 3 to 5 years. Again, once, I'm tired from the office and coming back to this thing, looking at your children, looking at, those little individuals, it will give us such an immense pleasure. So I think these are all the constant motivating factors around me, which has really put me into this particular, position.
Yes, ma'am. And every woman requires this kind of support and
Yes.
motivation around.
Yes, I totally agree. Without the, so again, when we talk about research, now it is not possible without the help of a collaboration. You cannot do anything all alone, right? For example, when I was doing my PhD, again, the lab was so dynamic, and the juniors, the seniors. I mean, it was a perfect example of a collaboration, and there was such a celebration. So we were able to do such important things, and each one of were given, equal opportunity. The same thing I had seen again in my postdoctoral times as well. The lab where, I was working, again the environment and everything was so nice and everything was happy. So the same thing, if it is not a collaboration, the research is not possible. The similar thing, we wanted at home also. We wanted kind of a collaboration from my our in-laws, from my family, from your children, from your husband, so that let's go this collaboration, let's do this collaboration, and let everybody be happy about this, right? That particular part. So definitely, thing is important. We require the support, and then nobody can stop you to excel from your to your field.
Yes, ma'am, definitely. And I
Yeah.
guess it goes both ways. man also requires a support from the
Yes,
family. Like
yes.
everybody requires a support from their family.
Exactly,
So,
because yeah, life has become a little difficult. It is not that easy actually, because again we are handling something outside, we have to handle something again at our home also. So again, I completely understand. And again, since we have been talking about everything, again I would give a lot of support. Like the credit goes to my husband as well. Now he has been a true partner throughout this, throughout this journey, whatever, right from my PhD. Then I did my postdoc. I joined as an assistant professor. So whatever change, whatever decisions I have been taking, he has been already always supporting to that. No, he is not from this particular field. He's from a finance field actually. So he doesn't understand each and everything, whatever I used to say, we used to converse. So if you have a partner from the same field, life becomes little easy actually, because you would be able to explain the things. But when you have a partner from a different field, again I know it's little difficult, but he has been already always trying to understand that what is happening, always trying to support. And I think he has considered my career to be most important, rather than his career. So I think again this was one of the most determining factor again in somebody's life. That again is an important thing, right?
yes, ma'am, definitely.
Yes,
So, ma'am,
Mansi.
lastly, we would like to know that what message would you like to give to your younger self,
Mm-hmm.
like 10 or 15 years ago, the person here,
Okay.
what message would you like to give to her?
Yeah, yes, yes, that's a very nice question actually. If you imagine that, if we go back to 10 years, I would like to say to myself that I have to be determined, I have to be focused. If all these things are going to be there, I can really achieve whatever things I can. I know there have been some things which has little stopped me, but again there are so many other positive things also has happened. So I believe that I want to say to myself that you have to, despite all the odds and everything, you have to stay focused, right? And then again I think you again would be able to reach the pinnacle wherever you wish to actually, or whatever your parents has dreamed for you. I think that would be possible to do.
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
Yes. So, ma'am, we would like to thank you for your time.
Oh,
I
thank you
know
so
there is
much.
much stress going on nowadays due to the pandemic and to manage the
Yeah,
work.
yeah.
So,
No, no,
thank you
no.
for taking out your
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It just, I've been so thankful to all you people actually. You have invited me to be on this platform, share my views, share something about my life. And definitely, when we speak about all these things, if some person, if anybody's going to listen and come out of their inhibitions and everything, I think the motto of your program, or the motto of your whatever you have been thinking of, I think we are going to achieve that. That's perfect. So I'm thankful to you people, for providing me this opportunity. Thank you guys.
Thank you,
thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you so
And
much.
I guess
And
you are a great
Yes.
especially for the
source of
positivity.
positivity.
Thank you so much,
So
guys. Thank you.
it will inspire a lot of people.
Yes. Thank you, people. Thank you.
Thank you,
My
ma'am.
my best wishes to all of you. Okay. Thank you.